Good morning and welcome to the new episode of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Last Tuesday, Government of India honored a lot many people, and that's a usual custom. The Republic Day Eve, the people who have given exemplary service are performed very well or honored by the government. And I welcome such honors that because the merit needs to be recognized. But do we recognize the merit of the people who are really not Indian? Are such honors appropriate? I'm referring to CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella, and Google chief Sundar Pichai being conferred with Padma Bhushan. My question is, are such honors appropriate? It's always nice to see people from business who are getting this recognition. However, I still fail to see the reason why Satya and Sundar should be getting such honor. Agreed, they are of the Indian origin. But are they Indian? And when we are in fact honoring them, what are we really honoring? We are honoring the harm to India. We are honoring those people who left India for personal greed, which is not bad, however. I remember Hargobind Khurana, when he was honored with Nobel Prize, the government of India honored him and said, this is after a long time, an Indian got the Nobel Prize. And his response was very clear, very curt. I'm not Indian, I'm of Indian origin, all right. As possibly the whole world is of African origin. But I'm not an Indian, I'm an American. Today, I'm of Indian origin. I've served in India. I've given blood, sweat and tears for India. But I'm not an Indian. I'm a Canadian. So, do they deserve such an honor or should they have been honored? Deserving is something different. But being honored as Indians is something amazing. And by giving the recognition to one of the most prominent civilian award to the business leaders of Indian origin, who are actually working for global giants, Microsoft, Google, their headquarters are in USA. So what message we are giving to the current and to the future generations? This is a million-dollar question that needs to be discussed, pondered, contemplated. If I see in these awards, in the light of brain drain, what we are always cribbing about, I cannot stop myself from asking some very disturbing but very important questions. And disturbing they are. As a matter of fact, I used always to say NRI means not required Indian, not non-resident Indian. Now, the questions that trouble me regarding these awards being given to the so-called Indians living, prospering abroad. How does the success, the first question, how does the success of Indian origin business leaders help India? Second, they winning such honors is a story of building brand India, or they represent lost Indian talent. The Indian talent, which, if it had been in India, would have enabled India a lot. But so that's why I call it, they are representatives of the lost Indian talent and they don't contribute to build the brand India. That question. Is it absolutely fine to study in India, get subsidized education, and then move to another country? Is that not a betrayal of trust? Indian government subsidize education, highly expensive education. You get that education and you say goodbye. Should there not be a caveat that anybody getting the subsidized education, like in IITs, etc., would have to work in India for at least 10 years before being allowed to migrate? As in Thailand, I love that normally when you marry a Thai girl, or I would say you marry a person living in another country, you automatically get that citizenship. But Thailand made an order, they issued an order that if you marry a Thai girl to become a Thai citizen, you cannot divorce that girl for 10 years. So why can't we say, okay, you are getting subsidized education, work in India for 10 years, and then you can go. Then the next question which is troubling me, is it completely fine to keep serving these countries in order to enjoy better lifestyle and facilities, and on the top of it, awarded the third highest civilian award for contributing to the economies of other countries, not to the economies of the home country? I came to this country after I discharged my responsibilities and I was living a retired life, or going to start living a retired life. So that was something absolutely different. So the people say I came here because I was... No, I lost by coming here, but I came because of certain other factors. So ideal situation should have been to include some Indian business leaders, and there are a lot of business leaders. Ratan Tata is there. Why not? He should have been given the award. Why can't we given even Adani or Ambani simply because they are now a bad name? They don't deserve it. The way Adani has contributed to the Indian infrastructure, or even Ambani to the petro sector, needs to be honored. They are huge business empires in South India. Why can't we honor them? Why can't we honor the people who are doing great job in software in Bengaluru? So that would have been ideal, to include the business leaders working in India instead of those working for the global giants abroad and not contributing a single penny to the growth of the Indian business story. Our obsession, the Indians are obsessed with celebrating their achievements. I remember a few months ago, Indian-born techie Parag Agarwal replaced Jack Dorsey in Twitter, and he joined the elite list of the Indian origin executives leading the prominent global organizations. And I also wrote it. Well, look here, I celebrate anybody who gets honored abroad. But honoring him, no way. Many Indians celebrate the achievement, but to be obsessed with celebrating such achievements on all social media is something amazing. But if you think you are generous enough to do all this for all Indian origin people's achievement, we are badly mistaken here. You remember when Justin Trudeau made 4 Sikhs as ministers, people in Punjab were gaga. Well, our Sikhs have got. It's not your Sikhs, they're Canadians. Religion is no sign of nationality. This is something we have got to understand. We have got to understand the nationality from the origin. 90% of the Indians came from Africa. So do we honor should the African countries not honor them? People here have come from the different countries and they have done a great job. Should they be honored? No, because they are Canadians. You remember, Azaz Patel, Indian origin cricketer, represents not India but New Zealand because he's a New Zealander. And he created a world record by taking all the 10 innings in Mumbai, which is his birthplace, against Team India. So we should honor him as well. Why not? Forget declaring and celebrating. Many are not even aware of that fact. Maybe we don't celebrate such achievements because we believe such achievements came against India and the player played against India. But no, he was a great player. The question is, the 5 questions I've listed above, they need to be answered before we give the awards to them. And the question, what makes you believe that Indian origin business leaders working with global giants in USA or some other nation are playing for India? They are not. Given to choose between taking an action which benefits America and benefits India, they would have to, and they should, take an action which benefits the country of their adoption. There are no divided loyalties. Let's be very clear, there cannot be. They are working for privately owned firms in other nations, and it's absolutely idiotic to believe that they would favor India any way that may be not to the liking of these firms or not in consonance with the progress of these firms. Part of answer to these IT and social media giants themselves making it a trending news and creates a buzz around such announcements. What makes us believe that it's one of us who got the success, and then what happens? This gives an impetus to the brain drain, the great Indian brain drain. For those who are not aware of the brain drain, I might be thinking that the brain drain is no more a threat. It is. Or is Indian government not aware, and all Indian people not aware, that since 2015, that is 6 years, nearly 9 lakh Indians gave up their citizenship. There's one report which I saw, more than half the first rankers of the standard 10th and 12th board examination between 1996 and 2012, the brightest Indian minds who could have done wonders in India, migrated abroad and are still employed there. And imagine that subsidy. The subsidy we gave goes into millions. I'm going to come to that. But what immediately came to my mind is that those very Indians who are always cribbing about the high cost of education in India are very happy to pay millions to migrate and get education in other countries. This is something hypocritical. And then, if I tell you something, you'll be amazing. Since 2014, 23,000 Indian millionaires, 23,000 have left India since 2014, and the loss to the tax in India, billions of dollars. Unfortunately, I happen to be one of them. India ranks number 1 in the list of migrations of the rich and the educated, beating China and Philippines. 65% of world's migration numbers are Indians. You saw the budget 2 years back, 2019-2020, India allocated 6.43 lakh crores of rupees, 63.43 lakh crores of public funds towards education, and part of it went into a subsidy of studies of the skilled Indians who migrated. 6.43 lakh crores to provide education to the people who are not going to be in India, who are not going to contribute to India. And for the second most populated country in the world, maybe it's considered normal to forget the talent because they have that in abundance. Especially the country that believe in Vishavdevya Kutumbam. The word is one family. And then since 1970, when even globalization did not start, brain drain became the buzzword for us. We lost human capital to the Western countries when we needed most to build our nation. And the reasons for the brain drain, which continues even today. Some say brain goes where the money is. Yes. Some say brain goes where the brains are, facilities are. And then some say brains go where they are valued. Though it is wrong to believe that money does not play its role, reality, money, filthy lucre, is the biggest factor. In academics, it's close to 6 times. In IT sector, more than double. In management, more than 3 times in other countries as compared to India. So when you're getting 6 times more and twice more income, why not go migrate? And money being one of the factors, you have the education, quality of life, social security, gender equality, etc. behind brain drain. And then, after the brain drain, losing billions of dollars in tax, billions of dollars in investment, we still honor these people. And money being one of the factors, you have education, as I said, are other factors. And for some, it's a higher education. In the primary education, we have done great progress in India. But as far as higher education is concerned, it's still a challenge, I agree. Our stellar institutions like IITs and IIMs don't make to the list of the world top universities. And yet the alumni, students of that, are being honored abroad. And that's why thousands of the students leave to study abroad to get the better paying jobs. And not only jobs, but better quality of life. And then interesting, how much the loss, this is the direct loss, no the indirect loss. The Associated Chamber of Commerce of Indian students studying abroad was studying. And every year India is losing $17 billion per year because of the Indian students studying abroad. All these international students who come play havoc with the reputation of India. They cost $17 billion per year, loss to India. And when they leave India, they are in the most productive phase of their lives. And when they return, if they return at all, they don't. Because the main purpose of educating abroad is to settle abroad. They are spent force if they go back to India. For some, it's a colonial hangover. For others, NRI is a badge of honor. Some found the idea of living abroad glamorous, thanks to the Bollywood for the portrayal of NRIs and foreign locations. There is one reason for leaving and not returning. There is no one reason, there are hundreds. Now what happened? Brain drain reduced the economic growth, limited innovative capacities, lack of skilled power because they are all come to these countries. So India is losing its doctors, engineers, entrepreneurs to the other countries and losing much of the skilled human skill and also losing financially billions of dollars in tax, billions of dollars in investment. Exodus of the brightest and minds diminished India's growth, enabled political instability because of the lack of opportunities. The same money instead of subsidies, if they had been given for the infrastructure, for the health concerns, would have made India a much better country. There is an urgent need to understand this, to arrest the slide and reverse the scale. That's what we should do. And we are stupid enough to confer the highest civilian honor to the lost talent, to the brain drain. That's why I say we are honoring the brain drain. We are saying, okay, it's good to have a brain drain. We are setting an example to the people that you don't lose anything by leaving India. You might actually be rewarded to do that. Looks like it's a reward for reducing burden from the shoulder of the government to generate enough jobs for everyone. Or does the government want to follow the brain drain, saying, okay, let people have the subsidy and go abroad? Is that the policy? I don't know. But this is absolutely bunkum and in fact anti-national to honor such people, howsoever good, capable they may be. And I don't challenge their merit, let me tell you. It's a policy of the government which I'm condemning. And that's prompting them. And they are taking benefits. And the stupidity is that we are honoring them who left India after getting the benefits, made India lose financially, economically, and in skills. And yet we honor them. What a tragedy of our absolutely nincompoopish policies. Think about it. Thank you.